I'm out for a morning run. Decided to weave around the bay and the docks. Lots of fishing and crowding. And yeah, so just trying to get some exercise before I sit in the car for a bit. And gonna see what the cute little old town looks like. This is seemingly Old Town Florence, right on the water. Some restaurants on the dock. And I think this is the maybe cuter part. We shall find out. This is definitely the Old Town. We have this sign, a bunch of different Florences. Weird to me that there's not the one, you know, in Italy, but whatevs. Moe's, staple chain seafood restaurant on the Oregon coast. Some ice cream. They're quite shut right now. Saltwater taffy, which is everywhere in coastal cities. A crystal place, gotta have that. Some art. And once you go around that corner, that's the end. It's literally like 2 blocks. So Florence is small. To their Welcome to Florence, Oregon sign, they have fewer than 10,000 people who live here. And this is like just the old town, like there's more expansive sprawl that has like, you know, chain restaurants and shops and things like that. But this is meant to be the touristy, like walkable part. So that's what I got for you. Oh, my bad. There's also this one side street. It's the bridge over the river, and that's south. So I'll drive over that and keep going that way. The dunes that I was in yesterday are also like over there. Actually, over here too, but you can't see them because of trees. Well, I never saw the berries ripen in England, but it's apparently berry season in Oregon. See? That guy's still a little bit under, but like this guy's probably good. One of the few berries that I will eat in the wild because I know what it looks like. This is the main kind of highway that goes through the town. I don't even know if it's a highway or not. You can see there's some little guest house inns. There's like lots of places to eat, pull in. This is kind of what like the new Florence looks like, but a lot of people just drive through and never stop. So we were back behind that Super 8. That's where Old Town is, like cute walkable part. So I finished my run. I packed up. I got my car here. This is where I stayed last night. It's like a Airbnb hostel situation. I don't know. I had a private room. That's all I care about. So I am going to grab some coffee and then get on the road down south. A coffee shop on my run earlier, and I decided to come back and get coffee there because it looks super cute and it gets good reviews on Google, so we'll see. I just got this place. It's super cute inside. They're slammed. There's like so many people, and they were a little overwhelmed. There's only 2 people working. Like one was making the drinks, one was taking the orders, but it was a lot. There was a lot happening, but the coffee's pretty good. It could be a little stronger, but it's decaf. You never know what you're gonna get. And I also got a blueberry muffin for later. Try not to do too many like sugary carbs first thing in the morning, but later is a different story. Okay, off we go.
Pulled over to this viewpoint, and as you can see, past the first few trees, it is complete and utter mist. So for like the last half an hour, this is conditions I've been driving in. Lots of tall trees, you know, beach pines, that sort of thing, but it's super misty, so you can't really see very much. Hopefully this clears. The weather report says it should. It's pretty typical for the Pacific coast, especially this far north. We call it like the marine layer usually, where it's like this like mist, and then it like clears up as the sun comes out and kind of warms everything up. Hopefully that happens today, but we'll see. So let's go. This little town called North Bend. I actually almost stayed here before I changed my mind to stay in Florence. But this is their like welcome sign. It is definitely like illuminated. It's hard to tell in this like from the camera, but in real life we can see it, and I bet you can see it at night pretty well too. But because they have that sign, they also have this right next to it. People be dumb.
In a super Walmart. They are huge. I don't usually shop here because there's like no need to where I live. But I forgot lotion and a comb back home. So what's the easy place to stop and get those two items? The Walmart Supercenter. So I'm in Coos Bay, which is like an hour south of where I was in Florence. And it is still misty. It's a little lighter than it was before. So I think it's starting to clear up, which is great. But yeah, so I'm gonna get back in my car, keep driving south, and stop when I see something. To get gas, and it was so weird because Oregon is one of the few states that for like the longest time you couldn't pump your own like fuel. Like an attendant would come out and do it for you. It was like a law having to do with, I think, insurance. I'm not quite sure. But recently they changed the law so that like basically each gas station can decide like if they're going to pay the insurance, then people can pump their own gas, and if not, then they have to have an attendant do it. At least that's what I understand. Anyway, I just pump my own gas in Oregon, and it's so weird to me. I just don't feel like I should be doing that because I lived in Oregon for like 6 years and you couldn't pump your own gas. Like they would yell at you if you would try. So new things every day. Stop in this little town called Bandon. Once upon a time, like in 2021, my friend Lindsay and I were gonna do a road trip down to Northern California. And we were gonna stay in this little town for a night as we were going down. Still kind of misty out there, as you can see, but the town's pretty small. Like there's more like strip mall-y stuff back that way, and there's like, you know, holiday accommodations and stuff. And this is kind of the waterfront area, the pier where I'm at. I mean, on a nice day, I'm sure this is lovely. And there are sand dunes here too, so you can't really see them from here, but like out there, there's a bunch of dunes. So it seems the general trend of this part of Oregon. This little like outdoor, indoor living room space, which is kind of cool. The water's not cute. Stopped in a place called Port Orford. And there's this little like loopy headland trail thing you can do. I'm not quite sure how long it is, but since I can actually see the water and it's supposed to be just a trail to the water, I don't imagine it's very long. So I'm just gonna walk out a little bit, see if I can see anything. If not, I will go back to my car. So let's see. Oh yeah, check this out. Come around a corner and look. You can see that the clouds are burning off. The mist has disappeared, thankfully. And the sun is coming out. This little headland trail kind of weaves around like the actual coast. Can't get away from a coastal trail. Well, this guy frightened me a little when I came around the corner. Hi, little deer. Ooh, there's another. Oh, it's a little deer family. These are talking a little bit about the geography and stuff. And this area has a ton of sea stacks, so that's an example. And so are those. So cool. The like mist is making this like everything. This must be the wind protected area, so the trees can grow giant. When I exit, that's what the sign is. Cool, 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 cool. Super awesome. Okay, that was a nice little break. So now I'm going to get back in the car and drive down. It's supposed to be super scenic along the way, so hopefully there'll be lots of like pull-off vista points, so I can stop and take some pictures and show you guys. But this is essentially where I am. So this is Southern Oregon on the coast. So I'm right here. I did this little walk right there. Cape Blanco State Park is supposed to be really pretty as well. And then up that way was Florence. Down this way is the California border. Humboldt Mountain kind of looks like the Nepali coastline in Hawaii though. Like right over there. Very cool. And then there's those little stacks. Marine layer still on a little bit. Apparently this one is called Sisters Rock and it looks like you can hike out there. That's not my journey today, but it's really pretty here. Since I'm already parked in this lovely spot, I decided it was lunchtime. So we got lots of snack lunch today because I don't really want fast food. And in little teeny tiny towns that are going to be peppered along that coast, fast food is probably all I'm going to be able to get. Or like diner food, which also doesn't sound good. For the gram, huh? Well, let's go see where this one leads. Hoping I'd find this one. Natural bridges. So you see. This is in a lot of the like Oregon travel magazines and stuff. So pretty. I think there's like a pathway over there. You kind of see some people in the woods. And it looks like people go over that bridge, which seems unsafe to me. So I've been sort of like hoping I would stumble across that. I didn't quite know where it was, and I didn't really spend any time researching it. But I know it's a popular like overlook, so I was like, okay, the popular like well-signed one. It has to be one of those. And what do you know it was? I was kind of hoping to do the little hike down there. I mean, it's not any further than the viewpoint I did back up at Port Orford. But there's a lot of poison oak, I think, around here, and I'm not very good at identifying it. And also I mean, you saw those bridges. I don't need to go over those bridges like some people do. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass on that. Have my lovely scenic overview view. And also it's getting kind of late, so I should probably get on the road if I want to see the Redwoods.
I made it to California and to the edge of the Redwood National and State Parks.
So Redwood National Park is my, I believe, 10th US national park that like I count. I went to the Everglades one when I was a kid, but like I was not cognizant of it. So I don't count that. But yes, I'm pretty sure this is my 10th because I did 8 on that road trip several years ago, and then I did Acadia last summer, so, and that would have been 9, so this is 10. Some tall trees, definitely. I don't know if I'm in the wrong part of the park or if I'm just not impressed by tall trees, but these don't seem very tall to me. Maybe I haven't gotten to the really big ones yet. Like this one's pretty big. But still. Okay, I think I found some of the bigger ones. Still, I'm just kind of meh about trees, I think. Like you can tell relative to those people. They're big trees, but still. Still.
So those are regional Wage spirit beings. This
is aptly named. Well, big tree is clearly aptly named. Okay, so I took a picture in front of the big tree. Now I'm gonna go on the Cathedral Trail just a little bit. Apparently that there's like a bunch of them that are like stacked together in like 2s and 3s, so Maybe that's why it's called a cathedral, because it kind of looks like the ribs of the cathedral. We shall find out. Okay, I feel like I'm moderately impressed. I don't know, when I was a kid, so not a kid, I was a teenager, my family did a trip to California. We did like Southern California, and we drove up the coast to San Francisco, and my mom really wanted us to see the Redwoods because she had this memory of being a kid and going on a road trip with her family to see the Redwoods. And she was like really impressed by them. But the Redwoods that we found, like at the very southern part of like the area that has Redwoods, they're like much smaller. Like they're still big, they're still Redwoods, but they're not quite as like gigantic as the ones that are supposed to be up here, or like the big tree that was back there. And I just remember being like, it's a tree. Okay, cool, it's big. And I kind of feel that way right now too. So I'm back to my car. I'm gonna drive down to the visitor center. There's supposed to be like this really short like interpretive trail like right behind the visitor center, so I might check that out, but we'll see where I'm doing on time. Part of those cathedral trees, it's just the accessible part where you could take like a wheelchair or stroller. So I'm on this little redwood access trail. You can see some big trees. It's supposed to only be like half a mile. I don't even know if I'm gonna do the whole thing, but that's kind of cool. Okay, well, I walked in a little bit, saw some big trees, took some pictures, walked back out. Not anything revolutionary. Revolutionary. I was like trying to make revolutionary and revelation of one word, and they're not. So I think I got my postcards and my magnet from my mom, because that's always what I bring her, and she has an entire refrigerator full of them. She has no space left, but she still wants them, so I buy them for her. Okay, I think I'm kind of done. I know I'm gonna see like lots more tomorrow, so I'm kind of like fine with just like going to Eureka, checking into my Airbnb, getting some dinner, calling it a day. It's like a little before 4, so, and Eureka's I think it's about an hour or so away from where I am. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Catch you later. My visitor center experience, so I decided I would try the bigger one. Well, the car parks go all the way out to the coast. So I think I'm gonna get some coastal driving coming up. This visitor center was definitely bigger than the last one, but it's still quite small. I think this park in general just is like kind of small, like small infrastructure, I guess. I don't know square mileage if it's small or not. But when I think about it, like compared to the others I've been at, like Glacier or Yellowstone or whatever, like it's a lot more just do your thing sort of a situation. Okay, on to Eureka. Well, I made it to my Airbnb. Just got another room in somebody's house. Easy, inexpensive. Only gonna be here to sleep, and then I'm gonna peace out, so. Well, this is apparently historic Old Town Eureka. I don't know if I would say it's cute, but it's old. And this is made with fry bread, so I figured make it a little different. Also, the bartender recommended it. Well, that was a lovely dinner. Had some good food, had a good beer, had another overly friendly person sit down and start talking to me. This one, however, was trying to pick me up, but I was like, absolutely not, goodbye. So I think I'm gonna put my food in the car, and then I might walk down to the waterfront for a little bit and see what the views are there. There's like a lot of murals and things on the buildings in this town. They're really cool. Weirdly, this town seems kind of dead. Like, it's like so quiet. It's like 6:20 on a Sunday. Where is everyone? I decided I wanted ice cream. It's really good. It's like green, which is not usually my favorite, but like doesn't taste artificial. It's almost like a blue green. I'd say like a 9.7. It's really good. And it's right next to this little boardwalk situation. Little compass. Very cool. On the waterfront. I bet it's beautiful down here on a clear day. Okay, well, I think that's it for my evening. I'm gonna go back to my Airbnb and have a shower, and honestly probably go to sleep pretty soon because I'm exhausted from all the driving. According to my odometer, I've driven about 650 miles since yesterday morning, and I still have, according to the signs, about 300 to go until I get to my friend's house. So, it's gonna be a long 3 days. So, let's get some rest. Bye.